Hello everybody, and welcome to Valorant Pugs here from our Altiora gaming community. I am today joined by Echo. Hello Echo.
Hello, it's a long time no see, eh?
And we are obviously doing the better cast of the better games than VCT, because you are here watching us instead of VCT that is also live right now. And I hope you will have chosen the right option, because you will enjoy your time and have the feeling that you want to play after seeing this game as well. So I don't know where I'm going with this, Echo. Please,
Let me jump
what?
on in then, Citrus, that's
Yeah.
fine. So obviously we're here for our normal Sunday night pugs. We did have our Saturday night Overwatch pugs as well, going on yesterday, but that was for Overwatch. We didn't have the production team around for that, but we are going into Valorant and we are going into Ascent for our first map with these two teams. Just a reminder for those of you that are new to Altiora's pugs, we change our pug teams each map, so these teams won't be the exact same as you'll be seeing in future ones. So if we do kind of second and third map, the teams might be changed, might be a bit different, hopefully different maps as well. But yeah, Citrus, we are heading into Ascent. This is kind of a classic pugs, classic tournament pick. And I'm quite excited to see some of these different picks coming out in terms of the team compositions.
Yes, and while the teams are still picking their compositions, it's very important to mention that taking mid control is very important on this map. So having just market control is already huge, but if you even have Fountain, that is like a lot of intel you can use, because people are gonna look out from tree and so on and so on. But the defenders have picked their lineup, and what do you think of this, Echo?
Yeah, so I mean they've obviously got both Cypher and the Sage. Sage is pretty good, just kind of getting those early walls off. You can get some nice kind of janky lineup spots as well. I don't know if seen Katsuna do it, but on Sage you can get a lot of cool wall spots to kind of get those peaks over mid. Cypher, great on the defense, great for lurking as well. Can completely shut down basically either of the two main entry points to one of the sites if the mid control is taken their way. And I'm very excited for this Neon. Guess on the Neon is something that I really am excited to see. But on the other side, we've got some more interesting picks. We've got Clem, obviously, on her typical pick of the chamber. Would not expect anything else. Entry-wise, we've got both Wolf and AD for the Reyna and the Jet. But the main thing I'm really noticing is that we've got the kind of half blinds, the kind of half sight blind sight come up from the Fade, and the kind of again same from the Reyna, but there's no full blinds on the attacker's side. They've only got that one initiator, so they're going to have to be kind of quite clever about how they're really going to make these entries onto the sites, and whether they're going to try and take mid control by kind of utilizing the fast entry of the Jet and the smokes from the Brimstone, and also how those smokes are going to line up against the Omen from the other side. Because don't forget, Omen's smokes refresh over the course of the round, whereas Brim's he gets 3 maximum, and that's it. So it's going to be interesting to see what Funny Pocketbook can do there.
And speaking of signature picks, Maya is on the KO as well. And Maya likes to play the KO as I know at least. And this is also, how do you say that? We have one full flash operator. That is what I wanted to say in KO, but also Omen with near side too. So each of these players are just, I mean, Neon has a stun as well. So I think in terms of near side and stun, these compositions are fairly similar.
Yeah, they're definitely similar in some ways, but I'm mainly just a little bit concerned about how they're kind of gonna burst onto that site. But they're gonna have to rely on AD, really, just kind of have that burst with that Jet. And as we can see here, AD is the first one going, but the KO knife is gonna spot out a lot of people there. So we're already seeing some rotation. Citrus coming through spawn. That Omen is already trying to take control of mid and just make sure no one's gonna pressure up into the second entry point for the A site. And for now, just a little bit of poke, and we'll see if they actually choose to push onto site or not.
That is a very slow pistol round though, and that is also very clear, because you want to win the pistol round in order to have the advantage going into the next round, and the Sage slow orb is actually pretty good here. The Cypher tripwire is not going to amount to anything. The smokes are really good. The door will be shut. And that is almost a side. Yeah, the Cypher will go down, and now they have all the space in the world to plant the spike. But where is it? Oh,
Yeah,
it's with the Brimstone.
It took them a while to kind of get the spike down, and we're going to see quite a fast retake come in. The Neon bursting into sight already.
That was a quick slide and death there, and Boomdigger is trying to make anything happen. Goes down to Wolf though, and now it's a 1v1. Wolf against the Sage and Kitsuna. Who will peek first? Okay, that is just slightly testing the limits here. Oh, you can see the head. Oh my god, Wolf, you are so good.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that you expect, especially in that 1v1 between a Sage and a Reyna. The Reyna had just overhealed as well, so they were just above 100 HP. The kind of right click, although it's a good, wouldn't have been able to do it kind of exactly what they would have wanted to there anyway. But what I really want to note there is, so what we talked about before, I think we both briefly mentioned during the agent select, was obviously the Brimstone. They use their smokes and they have to make the most of them in that time. And we saw at 1 minute 10, the smokes came down. And then about 5 seconds later, before the smokes went away, that's when the push happened. And it makes it a little bit predictable. So we're going to have to see if Guess and the rest of the defense can really take advantage of that. And I mean, the spike ran out, holding out towards mid. It's still with the Brimstone.
Oh, that is a very deep Omen smoke, and that allows Kitsuna to actually see a little bit into B main and get the damage onto Wolf, who is now on 40 HP. That is awesome, and now they are trying to look for a mid control, as I teased on before in the agent select. It's gonna be very important to get that, and Clem on time has the right timing to get this kill onto the Cypher, but Kitsuna is still lurking in mid, and they're not really able to catch her out in time. And Kitsuna is just wrecking havoc here on this save round still for the defender's side.
Oh, and they get a third as well onto AD. The AD going for a little bit of a lurk there, a little bit tricky, but the spike's going down. It's a 4v2. This is definitely in the favor of the defenders now.
Nice Omen smoke. The Fracture will actually deny the entry a little bit, but Warrips is not worried about that. Kitsuna gets a fourth. Will not get the fifth because Warrips is just shutting them down before it goes their way. But the defenders are, yeah, they're defending this for the second round, and now there will be no bonus round for the attackers.
Yeah, crucially, like you said, like, there will be no bonus how we'd expect there to be. That was the save round coming out from Sky, and they managed to win it out, which is just really well played on their part to make the most of the Sheriffs. I mean, we saw, 3 headshots basically from Kitsuna that just kind of open up that entire round. They've got the res, the first ultimate on the board already, and they've got rifles for all except, the Omen, who's brought over the Spectre from last round. So they're playing up against pistol by now with mostly rifles, 1 Spectre, and they're pushing. Oh no! But the Fade Eye did not work out how they wanted it to. It didn't even get over the wall there, and because of the noise it made, we've already got rotation Citrus. All 5 people heading over here. Neon, the Guess on the Neon, already pushing up behind the back of A, and they're cornered in to A main. And even if they try and get out, Guess is there ready and waiting.
But look at that. Yeah, Guess is on the flank, is going down though, because Clem is just hitting crisp headshots. And oh wow, that opened up a lot. And now that they knew everybody was on A side, they are trying to make a rotation through the through the attack spawn, which is gonna take a lot of time, allowing for Omen at least to just position themselves on the B side, anchoring that down and call out whenever something is coming B main, and they will hear the Prowler. They will ready themselves, hide from the Haunt, and now it will just go down if Maya can help them out to just completely clear these attackers from the side, but they're already on there. And oh my god, what a 3K from Boomdigger, just hitting the spray beautifully. Re-smoking lane as well to just deny any entry coming from there because they didn't know if anyone else pushed up.
Yeah, just perfect play. That's the Phantom, right? You can just spray down, especially against the pistols and the knife. Going to show exactly where they are. The rifles, they're going to win this out. Well, unless AD can maybe get a headshot. We saw Kitsuna do it. No.
And it's another 4K! It was Kitsuna in the round previously, and now it's Boomdigger.
Yeah, that is just how it works out. Like, you see, you have those rifles up against a pistol round. That was a really good attempt. I like the fact they tried to push away, and Clem getting that headshot onto Guess. That was perfect play from Clem. I know they played together a lot, Clem and Guess, so obviously Clem could probably, guess what they were trying to do. But I'm just a bit concerned because if they keep on trying to push A, luckily it doesn't look like they are now, they're
Yeah.
going to be running into this cipher, and this setup is so difficult to push into. But now they're pushing to
Yes.
B, and Guess looks like they're heading up to go nice and fast.
Yeah. And Guess will go down immediately. 80 with a judge is a very interesting pick, but 80 probably wants to push onto his side very fast with that judge and just take close corners, close angles to just use that to the full potential of it, because they need to be close range. And now they all rotate over to the B side because they thought, okay, Guess was being shut down there. But no, it seems like the attackers already have control over most of the A side, are now next to the electrical thing there, and already... Wait, I'm losing my sense here. But Kitsuna, while I'm just trying to find my words, finds the picks, Echo.
Yeah, in the end of the day, so as soon as the spike went down there, Guess popped the ultimate, and up close, the Neon can slide around, can roll around there really quickly, and just get those kills with that beam. And it's just so tricky to do anything against. They got 1 or 2 picks themselves. Kitsuna coming in, getting the rest of the trades the kind of the way they wanted. They're getting the right skin as well. You've got to make sure Valorant, it's all about the skins. So that's what we see Kitsuna doing there. And what we're now seeing is a spike going down, but the post plant situations from Mountain, they're not protecting the spike in the kind of way that you typically want to, right? Like, you want to make sure that you have still some map control. If you have 4 people on site, it's useful for when everyone bursts onto site, but allows them to burst, especially on ascent, from kind of 3 main different angles on the retake, which is so detrimental to your team. Clem pulling out
Yes.
the ultimate here, the tour de force, trying to do some work, and Neon Guess pushing up aggressively but not able to find anything there, Citrus. But they did spot a lot of people, so we've already got some rotations coming on over by the looks of it.
And Wolf's still on the lurk, still on a the lurking position, while everybody else tries to go through a choke point yet again. And Wolf, in mid, is actually able to find through the rotation over to the B side a pick, and 80 finds another, as they are entering the side right now, and nobody is able to recontest this right now. It's a 3v5, and it looks grim for the defenders right now.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit tricky. If Maya can get this kill, there we go. Maya does get the kill. This is going to make it a lot easier to push on the site. They have 1 flash still remaining, but there's 4 people, Citrus, so this is going to be so tricky. Not the haunt, the kind of devour, I think it's called there.
Yeah.
Not finding anything, and the knife is going to spot out who is holding out in B main. But Clem gets a pick. It's just Maya. This is going to be tricky.
Maya needs to find any picks, but against Wolf, it's not a really fair fight. Trying to jump over there, jump around the corner, save the Vandal, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, it's just not going to work out that time. And that's what we saw, is we saw Mountain, they held off of sight, Citrus, right? They were holding out on B main. They had 2 people on site, which is good. You've got a lot of places you can hide on site, on B at least, that kind of really trick the defenders when they're coming in for the retake. But having at least 1 person in B main, preferably 2, especially when it's someone like Wolf, allowing trade off of Clem, or to even bait for Clem to allow that Clem to then get the kill with the tour de force, is just how you want to play it. And they played that post plant so much better, and they've got 4 ultimates coming up here. The knife is going to spot out a lot of them. I think 4 of them
Beautiful.
caught out there. That's great from Maya, but they have 4 ultimates, so even if all of the information is for the defenders right now on Sky, they have to be so worried. And Beepo, they've got to get something with this Bucky.
And all the knife really confirmed is that people are still in main, in the mid, on the rafters, trying to just play a default here. Beepo is trying to push aggressively though, so the attacker's default has paid off so far. Just punishing this aggression with a Bucky, trying to hold the close quarter angles here, and Maya jump peeking around the corner. on heaven to try and see if anybody tries to push around this choke. Now, AD's knives are gonna come through. The stun from Neon is so important. But they have the side, and it's gonna be difficult yet again to retake it.
Yeah, the sight going down, the knives came out from AD as well, so expecting them to go nice and aggressive. But Warraps tries to go in, Boomdigger does take them down, which is one thing at the very least, but there's too many people. 1v4, it's just not going to work.
Yeah, you can't do anything against a pinch if you get shot from two sides, Echo. That's not gonna be healthy for you either way.
I mean, you can spin bot, I guess, maybe. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else you can do, and I think that's just exactly what we saw. We're now seeing Mountain kind of settle in and start to learn exactly how to set these up. Obviously, a lot of these players are very good. We've got some people from Kilimanjaro, we've got other people from YJoy, our other team. So there are obviously people that know what to do, but it's just in a Pugs team trying to work out exactly who's going to do what is what's crucial here. And we saw some early exchanges coming out, no picks going either way yet, but the jet of AD is extremely low, so they obviously got hit in some way.
So is the Omen though. So that was a very interesting exchange between the two. I think AD hit an operator shot, at least in the lag or through a wall, as Warraps takes down the Neon first yet again. And that's the thing, you need to be careful with Neon. You have to be careful of early aggression and try not to die in a very weird way where you don't get any, I guess, intel or anything valuable. But so far, it shows that Gas is trying their best, but AD, yes, just carry both guns over with the rotation to the B side, it's okay.
No charges left.
Well, yeah, so the rotation though, it's slow. Like, it's obviously fair enough. They want to keep all the guns with them, I guess. Don't
Yes.
need two operators when you're trying to attack a site. But if it works, I guess it works. And Nightmare's going to come out now, Citra. So this is going to be so
30
tricky
seconds left.
if someone got caught, but no one got caught in it. So that doesn't really do much. The Stim Beacon allowing them to push on the site nice and aggressively, but Kitsuna, they're ready and waiting.
And the smokes were so important for that, and now nobody got onto the side. Pocket is the only man standing, trying to do anything against the onslaught, but it will be the defenders thrifty instead, and they will get a lot of upgrades on their guns as well.
And that just all came off the back of Maya peeking through that smoke and getting those kills at just the right time. Beautiful timing come out from Maya. I don't know if there was a blind there as well, flash, which I think it would have made sense for that to happen. But that was just great timing. We're going to do a little bit of a pause. I think some people are just kind of working stuff out. Don't know if it's a timeout. Don't know exactly what it's for. But I just want to dig a little bit deeper into this because that was a thrifty, right?
Yes.
They were saving a lot of money. They had some marshals. I think, you don't expect to win when you're playing marshals up against two operators. But if you can hit the headshots, well, it doesn't matter. And if Maya can just get all those picks, it also doesn't matter.
It also doesn't matter if you only get body shots with the Marshal for the moment, for the time being, because if you hit a body shot, that does 101 damage. And that is a lot of chip damage, and you don't want this happen to you anyway. So it's just like, if you hit a Marshal shot, the person you hit is gonna die in basically 1 or 2 bullets. So it's not healthy either way if you get hit into the head or the body with a Marshal. So I'd consider Marshal always a very interesting buy or very valuable buy, I'd say.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's one of those guns where you can just flick up, get the headshot, and if you're good at that, it works. And like you said, the kind of little bits of damage that you can also get through just with the kind of like the chip damage, as you called it, it's also a very valuable way of kind of bringing your team to victory by the end of the day. And so we do have a DC right now. One of our players has crashed out, but we'll be getting them in as soon as we can. In the meantime, we're just having most of our players just wasting all of their ammo casually as we kind of go through this early round here, Citrus. But
what else
let's
do
take
you
a little
do?
bit. Well, I mean, you can. That's a good
it's
point.
a fun time. fun time if you just, spray your bullets around.
Oh, I'm now getting motion sickness. Thank you, Toasty. But let's take a look at the economy here, because
Mm,
actually, despite the fact that was off the back of a thrifty, both teams now are going to be able to full buy. Clem is going to be able to full buy shields, but
yes.
not with an operator.
Yeah.
So I mean, unless Funny Pocketbook buys them the operator, which I think is how they should do it. We'll see what happens when Myers gets back. But this is now going into obviously the 8th round of the game, obviously the 8th round of this half as well. And as depending on how this half goes, if Sky lose the next one, the economy is going to be looking a little bit rough for them. Guess especially Kitsuna, they've both spent a lot of money this round, and if they start to lose, then the economy is just going to kind of snowball out of kind of grasp for them. And that's something they really, really need to be careful with. But we have seen them be really good at controlling the pace of the game, using their economy and using the utility that they can get. So hopefully they'll be able to continue doing that.
Speaking of which, though, I think most of Team Sky will be able to buy next round at least a weapon, because 3 of them have above 2,000 credits, so they will be able to afford a full buy. And you have then Kitsune and Guess, who are, as you mentioned, not able to full buy, but we have a lot of ultimates on the side of Sky as well. So 4 ultimates against 2 ultimate. Now, we have a K ultimate, which is really good at denying any incoming push, but also a Scythe ultimate, who is just gonna get you the intel if you get the first pick, and or one of the first picks if they're close. And this will be especially true with this operator in the hands of Kitsune. At least it would be if the Scythe is actually playing close with the Sage. But I guess
we're going to be heading back in.
Oh yeah, true.
That works.
It's already.
Yeah, so Mize is still AFK. Our Brimstone right now on the side of the mountain is still AFK, so there's no smokes there. But we're seeing a hard rush out onto A site with just the 4 remaining players.
Why need 5 players if you can just do it with 4? And so very convincingly as well if you have Wolf. This is gonna be a very fast push, and now 2 people left for Sky to try and pick up the pieces, honestly. And Neon Flash will hit nobody. Well, nobody will be stunned, but that's a beautiful angle onto Clem, and you didn't need to shoot the Prowler. Now you gave your position away, I guess. But that's fine, because the smoke is gonna be good. Wolf will win the duel, will win another one, but not the 5th. And now it's a 1v1 effectively, as this Fade now needs to just defend a little bit. But Maya has no time anymore. Needs to go, flashes themselves, and this is no time. They will get to frag, but for what really?
For the bragging rights, Citrus, that is almost as important as the 8th round there that obviously went the way of the attacker side, despite the fact they are currently 1 down, but they did manage to win out. And now we have the economy, like we mentioned before, going a little bit away from the side of Sky. Obviously, Mize's cash there, the 9,000 that we see on the Brimstone, not able to be used for Mountain. So Clem, actually, unless AD buys them a rifle, can't full buy. But it looks like they're going to be rushing Clem towards the Ultimate Orb. And this is a good play, because then they can get the Tour de Force open as soon as possible, unless Guess decides to charge out into them. Oh, the Fade's taking... Oh no.
They will just charge onto the side anyways, and with so much fragging potential with Wolf and AD on the rifles, effectively, it's gonna be very good. And Boomdigger needs to be careful, is not aware of Wolf pushing up. Maya will get a trade there onto AD, and with only sheriffs in hand, this is gonna be difficult, but not impossible, as we've seen from Kitsune before.
Yeah, but I'm mainly worried about this judge here, Citrus. I don't think the judge is going to be much use come out here. They didn't manage to pick up another gun, so they're gonna have to be rushing onto site here with this judge. And Clem has the tour de force as soon as they pick through the smoke, but they didn't. Oh, they got through.
Oh, and people will get one for the troubles, but Clem has the tour de force in hand and will find two actually. So this is near impossible for Maya now. The time is ticking down still. And Clem is watching the right angle onto lane because they know the KO is there. And Wolf, no, actually that's Warabs is looking to the right way. Maya just escaping death for a little bit more, but eventually goes down.
Yeah, and see, this is what happens. As soon as you kind of start to get these wins, it starts to snowball just a little bit. Out of the last 5 rounds, Sky have won 1 round. So like we can see, even now their economy is not really much in their favor. Beepo has just been buying the Judge round after round because it's one of those guns where if you get a kill, you can buy the Judge and buy heavy shields, I think, forever, regardless of round wins. So that's working out for them, and they managed to get relatively deep into sight. A lot deeper than I was expecting at the very least, but they are going to be spotted by that Haunt, and it gets destroyed a little bit late. So they're going to have to be careful holding up against this angle now.
They should be aware that Maya is pushing into the spawn now, or is at least on a rotation, because their AFK has been killed.
With the spike.
With the spike. I don't know if Maya saw that or not, but they're playing basically for the skills right now, and I think Wolf might be the first person to flash themselves in. Need to look out for the tripwire from Cypher though, and also the Bucky in hand. But this is still possible since it's a 4v4. I guess was shot down in mid by AD. So they just need to look out for Maya. And they are actually rotating, which is smart. But there's still 2 people in mid that have basically vision over this rotation to the B main side.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, Maya has perfect vision on here. The Phantom just line it, but they looked away just the wrong time.
No! The timing! That is actually incredible. There's just no way. Oh no. Kitsune in the back is looking the right direction, is getting cleanly taking their head off, and now they need to plant as fast as possible.
The Judge does not work over that distance. I'm sorry, people. That's just not going to be working out for you, and it's just now a 1v4 Citrus. The Judge. Wolf knows exactly where they are as well.
Yeah,
oh, they
with
are
a complete lockdown.
Go on. Oh, no, never mind. I was hoping for some Judge stuff, you know, like, just like, what it's called, bunny hop over there, judge them in the face. That works, right? Maybe?
Yeah, definitely.
But we are now coming up to the penultimate round, Citrus. This is the second last round of this half. And, well, despite the fact that we are missing 1 person from the side of the mountain, they have been doing pretty well without those smokes really. So we have seen them adapt how they've played, right? They haven't been taking control of mid because they don't have the smokes to be able to do that. But they've been rushing onto site better because they have the initiator war-ups has been getting these good haunts in, getting a lot of information off the back of them, and the blinds coming through from the Reyna, and the Nightmare now as well. This is going to allow them to push in nice and fast, but the Judge is here ready and waiting.
The Nightfall will find 1. The Judge, as I said, is going to be so important, but all running right into the cross of Wolf. Yet again, an 80 somehow found their way onto the side, but now they're nearsighted. Wolf doesn't hear a thing. Wait, no. Now they do, but they are getting shot down, I guess. We picked up the operator from 80, and now it's only just cleanup, you know? The round is basically over.
Yeah, like that was just a really, really solid defense. The kind of presence of mind coming out from the... Did Guess just stun them?
And still lost the race to the Brimstone. That's pretty fair. That's karma right there.
But so that round was really good. The presence of mind from the Cypher from Beepo to stay despite the Nightfall coming and deafening them. And I mean, it's just scary then they to be within the nightfall when that does happen. Doesn't matter to stay there and get the first pick onto Clem as they try that entry onto site was perfect, and that's what really gave them that round and allowed the rest of the picks to come on through in the way of Sky. But what?
Or guess
What?
early aggression pays off apparently, as the Neon is sliding in again and gets another kill for the Troubles. But Wolf, no, it's actually, wait, Warabs that will take down Guess. But the Neon was so fast, got 2 kills, and that's worth any day. The flash will actually hit Clem on time. And Warabs in a 1v3, look in the wrong direction, will get another one. It's up for the ace effectively right now. Spray through the box will not find anything as the Prowler. Is this the second one? And Warabs will just walk into the crosshair.
And obviously now it is just the Brimstone left in the lobby. Is Maya going to go for the knife kill? No, good. And yeah, so obviously that's the end of the half. By the end of it, we managed to see the Sky, the defensive side at the time, kind of pull back and work out how they can really play around the fact that there's only 4 people from Mountain on that attack. And eventually they kind of made the most of that. But it took them a little bit of time to really build up that confidence and build up that play. And I think genuinely it's off the back of both the Cypher player, Beepo, and I mean Guess's Neon going aggressively on the defense has paid off for them multiple times. And I mean, I'm still not sure. I want to go back and look at it at kind of 0.25 speed. how Guess got that kill on the dashing jet. Because the jet was dashing forward and they died mid-dash. That sounds a bit sus to me, but you know, we are seeing
they were just
big mid-rush for now.
Yeah, the mid-rush is huge. They got so much control over that. And they get the first kill. Gas is just really fast at the moment. And, oh, Wolf, that's a nice pick though onto Gas. Very far range with the Ghost is still very accurate. That is why you need this gun in your pistol round, basically. Classic is very good, but not good enough. And Beepo just escapes about with their life.
Clem's holding on site.
Yep.
With 1 bullet in the headhunter. I think it's a wall hunter. Sorry, Clem.
Spike planted.
And now Wolf trying to clutch here, but effectively this should not be possible. Maybe for Wolf it is. Because we've seen Wolf or Kilimanjaros in general in a situation like this in pucks before, and it seemed impossible. Completely and utterly stupid situation they've been in. But they've done it either way. Maya knows the location now though, and Wolf is aware of the flank coming in, but it's a shot in hand. They will win it out either way, but the time is ticking down. Maya being very close to the door. But is Wolf aware?
They were aware they got the kill, but they can't get the final one, can't get the defuse, and they do fall eventually to the spike as well. I don't know if that was on purpose.
Yes.
Who knows?
It was. For the economy.
Well, yeah, but you can also just keep the Ghost. Economy makes sense. But anyway, going out into this round, obviously that was a good round for the attacker's side. There's obviously one less defender than there is attacker, which is actually crucial on a map like Ascent, where you really need to utilize all 5 members of your squad, especially the smokers, to really try and slow down the attacking side, especially when the Neon looks like they're pushing out into B lobby extremely quick. But there is a shorty there ready and waiting. Doesn't get anything though.
The judge will though, as Guess is just terrifying on this Neon very fast gameplay. I like to see that though, and it's not as speedy anymore. Is speedy a word? Well,
What?
Either way, that is what you expect from a buy round.
Yeah, you're buying up more cash. It's a bit of a shame for Clem they didn't manage to get off the shorty shot in time. as that might have just allowed them a little bit more damage, maybe even get a kill on the attacker side, just to make this bonus round slightly less good. But for now, though, we will be seeing rifles being bought by most people. Looks like Clem is just keeping the Guardian in her pocket with this headhunter. Hopefully be able to actually find the heads this time around as well. They'll be able to buy the op next round because of this save. But we'll just have to see if finally Mountain can really stand strong on this defense and stop this, yet again, hard B push coming through.
And Neon is just pushing lane again, running it down, making a little bit of a distraction for Beepo to get the kill, actually. And that's fine if you're Guess, because you go down there, but you got the refrag, you got the spike down, and now you're in a good position for the post-plant situation. Prowler will find Boomdigger, actually, and Wolf now knows where they are, but Kitsune is holding across. Beepo with the judge will find 3 in the round. And it's just the last man standing. Funny Pocket will not be able to do anything because they disconnected, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, and it just looked like we're now seeing truly the difficulty of playing one person down, especially on the defense. Like I said, it's really crucial that you do have all 5 members on the defensive side to really lock down each of the entryways into the site. Because if you can't do that, it allows maybe just one kind of way for someone to push in. And as soon as that happens, well, they get sight, it's really difficult to control that. The Haunt is going to gather some good information there, at least.
A lot of
rotations coming through.
They're just pushing anyways.
Slow.
They're pushing anyways, as you said, the rotation is slow. It's gonna be a full-on post-plant situation. Boomdigger is hiding in hell to try and set them up for success, but the defenders are gonna think about that. Oh, spraying through the floor, very close bullets missed their head just by a little bit, and Warps is actually getting tagged up a little. Cam is going down. I guess gets another one. Wolf, though, with the Sharp, is not to be underestimated. And the time is ticking. They need to go now. It's a 3v2. And still Boomdig and Hell has the side on lockdown, but they are just looking for saving guns.
But Guess really making the most of the Neon speed there, being able to get out of sight, out of range of the bomb as it does explode. And now we are just seeing the kind of slow roll that happens when you are down one person. But going back onto what happened on the site, that was a really interesting push. Like you said, they pushed on the site despite the fact there's a lot of information, and that was the completely correct decision. On Ascent, you can have reasonably quick rotations, like at least much quicker than maps like Breeze. But they're still pretty slow. If people are on B site or kind of holding close, it takes them a while to rotate. So pushing in aggressively and hard despite the information is the perfect thing to do there. As the attackers guess, though, what are they doing?
Another great Haunt, and AD finds a pick because of that. Now the Cypher is just denying a little bit of information. Peepo is playing this very aggressively, pushing through with the judge, but gives away their own position. Jump peeking through to rotate back around, and now the A side is completely clear. The attackers are on A side, and it seems like nobody is aware of that fact. They're rotating the spike around, and now the defenders are slowly realizing, wait, nobody is on A side, maybe they have taken this. And yes, in fact, Kitsune is getting a kill onto AD, which will be refragged by Wolf immediately, though. Gets another one, and the spike is not even down. Wolf is gonna be the hero of this round.
Yeah, it looks like that might be what's happening. It's only the KO on site, and they've got the spike. They're holding down in hell right now. Maybe this is going to trick them and kind of force them to rotate back out towards B again. But I don't think it will, because the Fade is there, ready and waiting, and they know that it's only the Cypher there because they used the C's beforehand. So we're just having Mayo waiting, hoping that everyone else is going to rotate out, but it doesn't come down. I mean, as soon as they get the spike down, as soon as they start the plant, Clem's going to hear it. There we go.
And just in time, and time enough for them to plant. That is actually huge. Pop Flash finds 2, but not anyone after that. Wolf is gonna very deep, gets the kill, and they will just defuse because, yeah, Cypher can't really do anything. Werbs is getting the cleanup, and this is just a great round for the defenders.
Here. Gun here.
Yeah, no, and that just worked extremely well. And you could see the kind of, as soon as you play a little bit slow, as soon as you play a little bit split, that's when being one person down actually isn't the end of the world, because you can gather a lot of information in a game like Valorant by having no information, because it means that the people that you know, they are where you can't see them in this game, right? There was no one in mid, and there was only one person pushing in B. They knew that, so they were like, oh, wait a minute, that means they're pushing A. Wolf went over, got these 2 frags, and that's just how you win out in that game. And AD starts off this round to even up 4v4 already, but Neon in mid already going to get called out potentially.
That is a very good start here from Clementine as well. Gets 2. And market control is still in the hands of the defenders. I mean, yes, the Omen has 3 and Kitsune is on the flank. But Wolf has the right angle, has the right idea, and gets the headshot very well. Lorenz is looking right into the direction of Boomdigger as well. They will notice this Prowler.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as the Prowler comes towards you, you know that's where the fade is going to be. But you don't know exactly where they could be, because they can obviously kind of Ferrari peek around the outside, just make it a little bit harder to judge where they might be. And it's just frightening at the end of the day, being on the other side of that Prowler, the near sight, the noise that you hear, it's just frightening. So that's not really on the Omen. The Omen of all characters shouldn't be scared at the end of the day. You know, they are a ghost squid or something. But yeah, it worked out like that at the very least. And we're going to have the Tour de Force come out in mid. The Horn gets destroyed, no information gathered off the back of that. And 1 shot coming out from Clem. And now they're suppressed. So Guess has to try and get this pick beforehand. But no, they didn't notice.
Oh no, Guest goes down immediately after popping their ultimate. That is so unfortunate. And in the meantime, they just completely destroying the defenses are on B side. They still have the control of the market. Resing, I guess, getting the kill on AD, and now it's a 1v5 for Wolf.
It's Wolf.
Last player standing.
And anything is possible when it's Wolf. I believe. Do you believe, Citrus? Do you believe in the Wolf?
Especially since the the spike is not planted. So
yeah, but look how much control.
We basically switched the sides. It's now the attackers are the defenders and Kitsune. Oh, Wolf just escaping death right there. Beepo is just hopping around, styling on him. Maya throwing the fracture. Will not find anything with it. Where did that land even? Oh no, no bullets in the Vandal left, and that was a good attempt though. That was a nice attempt, Wolf.
Yeah, no, at the end of the day, it's tricky, and as much as I joke, no matter how good you are at this game, 1v5 is a tricky situation to be in, but like they tried, and we could definitely see the attempt coming through there. But I really want to compliment Maya very briefly, because their knives this entire game, the suppression has been so good coming out from this KO, and the KO can be hit or miss a little bit sometimes, whether it works, but Maya's knives have been so on point. Clem hasn't been able to teleport away, and another pick already going the way. AD getting taken down early again. The first kill being them a lot of the time, but Maya's peeking into Clem.
Yeah, and Clem unfortunately didn't have the timing onto Kitsune there, but that doesn't matter right now as the spike is already down on B side. And Boomdigger will find one Guest a second. Clem is probably fuming right now because they missed the best timing possible for themselves. Wolf left in a clutch situation yet again, and will find one for now. Ooh, Delia will find somebody, but not really that much. Gets will try to style on Wolf yet again with the side dash, but it's not gonna amount to much. Wolf has the Empress activated. Just time is ticking down. Fracture is also not really doing much then.
It blocks Maya off themselves.
Yeah, and damaging Maya, so I don't know. They will go down eventually as well.
Match
What?
point.
What is going on?
Yeah, I wish I could tell you, Citrus, what is going on right
Yeah.
now. But we're at match point, and after a little bit of life shown on those kind of 2 rounds from the defense so far from Mountain, we're not going to be seeing, you know, much more from them. I would expect. They obviously are 4 people on defense, like we said. On Ascent, that's just so tricky to do. The only map it's maybe more trickier on is something like Haven, where it's just impossible to play when you're 1 down. And you know, the Horn is going to spot out Bipu. It's going to spot out. They have a judge yet again. But also, anyone could say that. We all know Bipu is going to have a judge on the Cypher. So that's not really in news or info. And the spike,
People.
I have retrieved the spike.
I
What am I seeing? That is some high-level tactics right there, I guess, but I'm not sure. Speaking of guess, the Neon will do effective floor control, and Maya is finding a pick. I'm so confused right now, Echo. The spike is being planted. It's match point, and if AD and Clem doesn't clutch this, which they probably won't, then it's over. Then it's done.
I believe in Clem. I believe in Clem. Clem 1v5. Everyone's pushing it up against Clem as hard as they can, but there's no flashes, so that no.
Aww.
Attackers win.
Nice try though.
I always
That
believe
was
in
a
Clem.
nice try. I do too, honestly. Clem is great. Clem is great.
You're right, Clem is very great, but that was obviously the first map of our Valorant pugs here at Altiora. That was eventful, I think, to say the very least. Obviously, missing out 1 player for kind of almost half of the match is a little bit tricky to do, and it's kind of makes the teams a little bit uneven, makes the games just slightly less fun, I think, to watch and be a part of, as you're missing a crucial part, like we said earlier. Having smokes on Ascent, you mentioned it, Citrus, is so important to take control of mid, and missing that key component of a team makes it so tricky to play in kind of the way you'd want to.
Yes.
But I think
yeah.
I think for now we are going to. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I got it. This is hopefully quality content you've expected. That is better than VCT. Obviously, it was a blast. Wolf is just fragging out of their mind. So that was just funny
always.
to watch, as always. But especially since we have 1 DC, this is unfortunately gonna be it for today. But it was a very good attempt for mostly a 4v5, so yeah, congratulations to Team Sky and Team Mountain for that very very funny match. And honestly, I think I needed that. In all seriousness and so on, I think a fun match like this was a pretty good how do you say that? Very refreshing to your normal ranked games. So this is gonna be it for today. I hope you had fun as I did. And Echo, any last words?
No, just thank you for watching, and hopefully we will bring back more quality content next week. Hopefully without DCs.
Hopefully without DCs. See you then. So until next pucks, bye bye.